Let me tell you about this haunted hospital I worked at where I had to push this body down to the morgue and these spirits was jumping all on top of the body bag and pushing the body cart all up and down the hallway.
Welcome to Eerie, Enigma, where the night attracts spooky clips from TikTok, where the mystery acts, chilling tales of haunting, shadows dance inside. Join us as we explore the paranormal fright. In the stillness of the night, whispers call your name.
Subscribe, like, and share.
Let me tell you about this haunted hospital I worked at where I had to push this body down to the morgue and these spirits was jumping all on top of the body bag and pushing the body cart all up and down the hallway. So this is my first hospital job. I'm super new. I had never done anything in a hospital before. I was only doing like nursing homes and home health care, right? So I turn around and I'm training with this woman. You can tell she hated her life. She being rude. She didn't want to train me. She had me doing everything by myself, even though she was supposed to be training me. And so then, unfortunately, this patient passes away. And she tells me, like, you know, you got to toe tag them. You got to do X, Y, and Z. So she's telling me what to do, but she's like not really wanting to help me. She'll just keep leaving out the room. So I'm doing everything by myself. And I finally toe tag her, and it's time for us to like go ahead and put her in the bag. So she comes in, she helps me put her in the bag, and then she looked at me and she's like, you got to take her down to the morgue by yourself. I said, aren't you supposed to come with me? Like, I don't even know where the morgue is. She was like, no, I had to do it myself the first time. Okay. So I went ahead and I was like, cool, I'll just go by myself then. So fast forward, I pulled the body onto the elevator, and I'm already freaked out. I'm in the elevator with a dead body, and the first thing that's on my mind is, what if this elevator stops and I get trapped in this elevator with a dead body? Anyway, so fast forward, I'm in the basement and I'm pretty much waiting for security. She told me that security was going to meet me there. Now, mind you, I don't know where I'm going. So I'm going up and down the hall, pushing this body up and down the hall, trying to find this morgue. And so it's a fairly large hospital, right? And when you don't know where you're going, you be confused. So I finally like saw this area, and I'm just like, okay, that looked like it would be something like a morgue. I don't know. So I walked up to the door, and in small printing, it said morgue, right? So I'm like, okay, this is it. I pushed the body up against the wall. And when I pushed the body up against the wall, I'm just standing there. I'm waiting for security. I hear the elevator ding, and I heard the doors open, and I was like, okay, finally, they're here. Nobody got off the elevator. So then I heard walking from the opposite direction, and I was like, oh, okay. So I'm just waiting. Nobody ever comes. I'm down there waiting, like I had pushed the body up against the wall and everything, waiting for about 15-20 minutes. So finally I was like, okay, let me call up there. So I called the unit, and when I called the unit, the girl who was training me answered the phone, and she's like, oh, sometimes it just takes them a while. It's okay, you can go ahead and just wait there. And so I'm just like, okay. So then I wait down there longer, and the longer I wait, I just feel anxious. And I'm like, I do not like being down here. Like, I'm literally in the basement. It feels like by myself. I don't see any other workers. This shit is weird. So I hear talking, and I'm like, okay, let me walk to where they are, like whoever was talking, so I can tell them, like, hey, do you mind getting security for me so they can hurry up and get down here? Because I don't want to leave the body, right? So I get to that area where I heard the talking, and there's nobody there. So immediately I know what that is. And I immediately don't want to be down there. I already didn't want to come. So I get annoyed because I've been waiting for a long time now. And so finally, I'm like, I'm just going on a search spree to try to find somebody myself. So I finally like walk down this other hallway. And as I'm walking down the other hallway, I hear commotion coming from where I left the body. And so I turned around. I'm like, maybe the security people came from the opposite direction. Maybe that's them. So when I go back around the corner, I notice that from afar, I can see there's something on the floor. And as I'm walking closer, I can see that it's the belongings bag that belongs to the deceased. I had it on top of the body bag. And so I'm like, okay, it could have just fallen. I don't know. And so as I'm getting closer, I see that there's somebody behind the cart, like holding onto the handles behind the cart. And I was like, you know, getting scared. So finally, I was just like, okay. So as I get closer, the person that was squatting behind the cart stood up. And it's a spirit pushing the body cart towards me. And then it's a couple more spirits sitting on top of the body bag. Y'all, I never ran to an elevator so fast. I ran to the elevator. And I called the unit again, and I told the girl, I said, hey, I'm gonna need you to come down to the thing with me. The security didn't even show. She said, just come on back up here. So I went back upstairs, and when I got back up there, she had an attitude. We called security again. Security gets down there, but this time they tell me that I had the body pushed all the way over by janitorial. Y'all know I did not. No, I did not. I did not have that body pushed down there by janitorial. So security's like, yeah, I just don't send no more new people down here if they just gonna be leaving bodies just anywhere. Anybody could walk down here. Well, maybe y'all should have been where y'all said y'all was gonna be.
I don't know if this is considered paranormal, but I had a weird dream when I was dog sitting at my father's house. I got tired and I fell asleep in his room in the basement. In the dream, a random magician approached me and said, "Want to see a magic trick?" Before I said anything back, I woke up to all of the lights in the house flickering. The adrenaline rush I had was crazy. I used to hear footsteps when I was home alone and something scratching the walls. I was in bed and I was falling asleep. I felt like someone was touching my hair in my head, but when I looked, it was just a shadow. So one night I was sleeping in my bed, and then I saw my dad come into my room. I didn't want to get in trouble, so I pretended to be asleep. But then I heard the door close. I looked at my door, and I saw my dad crawling on my floor like a demon. And I screamed so loud, I went to turn on the light, and my mom came in and asked what happened. He said he was just looking for an earring for his ear, because he lost it. The scary part is, why would my dad even be looking for an earring in my room? I didn't even have my ears pierced yet. When he was walking out of my room with my mom, I swear he looked back and smiled really wide, and his eyes started glowing. The next day, he passed away from a heart attack. One day it was already dark and I was home alone, so I was in my room. And I started hearing things, but I thought that I was just hallucinating, so I ignored it. But then I heard footsteps, like a man's loud footsteps. I thought I was just overthinking and I ignored it. But then I heard someone walking in front of my room and the chairs moving. I thought my parents came, so I called them on the phone and they said that they would come later. And at this point I was so scared I immediately locked the door. And after some time I came out of my room and the chairs were somewhere else, but no one was there. Me and my man were on FaceTime and I could hear a noise coming from his bathroom. An electric toothbrush was stood up on top of the bathroom cupboard and was vibrating but not falling over. It was not on a stand. We got off the call and he sent me a video of him turning it off. Then I call him again and as soon as he goes into his room, it starts to go off again. So he turns it off on call with me, places it back and stands at the bathroom door. At this point, he's really creeped out and I say, "Toothbrush, go bzzz," and his face turns pale. He flips the camera and shows me the toothbrush. It's going off again. He turns it off once more and gets into bed, and then it never happened again. I also always predict things, or when I speak about something, it happens. No one ever believes us because of how often it happens, and he's convinced I'm a witch.
All right, so I got another creepy story for y'all. I experienced this one in basic training, and the joint really started before I even got there, for real. And the crazy part is I ain't connect this dot until I was trying to come up with a way to paraphrase the story because it's so long. It's going to be a part 2. And it seemed like it was meant for me to experience this because the main person I'm talking about in this story ran up on me at the hotel getting on the bus on the way to MEPS to leave for basic training. Before I even met this man, he knew who I was. I can't remember if he said my first name or my last name like we was in already, but I've never met this man a day in my life. I remember he yelled my name like, "Yo, hey, I was online doing some research about basic, trying to find people I was going down there with just so I got somebody, you know what I'm saying?" I'm like, "All right, word, that's what's up." I ain't really think nothing of it. So we make it to basic, and we still in processing. When I tell you this, like the most motivating dude you'll probably ever see. Everybody homesick crying. He in here giving motivational speeches. Talking about it's all in our head. You know what I'm saying? Just giving people that push to make it through. You know what I'm saying? Because we finna go through this little basic training experience or whatever, man. So boom, fast forward a couple days and we finally make it to where we literally having basic at, man. We go through our little shark attack. This, that, and the third. Get our platoons. My platoon, of course, is co-ed, but our females got their own bay, and we got our own bay. And we was in the trailers, and we didn't have these hotel-type basic trainers that they got now. Like, we had it, you know what I'm saying, like they did back in the day. Old buildings, I'm talking about trailer park basic training. So like day 2 or 3 come and we in the females trailer doing like a little class with our drill songs or whatever, right? We go on break. And I don't know why they came up to tell me, but like a group of females came up to me, looked like they finna start crying and shit. And they like, there's notes written all in like the drawers and up under the bunks about ghosts in they barracks, you know what I'm saying? Females from cycles ago having experiences warning them about the shit that be going on at night in that trailer. And they showing me, they opened up a drawer and I read it, you know what I'm saying? I read a couple of them joints, man. They tell me, you can see the fear in their eyes. I'm talking about, look like they finna start crying just telling me this shit. And I ain't really know what to think, you know what I'm saying? I don't really know them like that at that point. And I don't stay in this, I don't stay in this trailer, so good luck, you feel me? I don't stay over here, so like, what? And then they talking about, at night when they be on fire watch or whatever, it looked like an apparition be pacing back and forth in the trailer. It looked like a drill sergeant got the hat on, tall, you know what I'm saying? It looked like a ghost drill sergeant walking through that mug. Somehow in the middle of the night, they be hearing noises from the bathroom. They're going there, faucets be on, trash cans be dumped out, the soap dispensers is emptied out, soap all over the floor. This wild shit that's happening and ain't nobody in there. It's just 1 or 2 people up at night and they experiencing this, and then, you know, I don't know. So our drill sergeant was cool. It's still cool to this day. I got the man on Facebook and everything. We was on downtime or somewhere I could just walk up to him without having a battle buddy or whatever. And I was like, hey, drill sergeant, you heard the females talking about they bears haunted? He's just start going off, man. He crazy ass female, da 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 da. You believe that shit, man? Don't tell you listening to him. I'm like, nah, word. I just brought it up because they told me, bro. They looked like they were shook. But that was all of that for that point. Remember that though. But that was all of that. So we fast forward maybe a month in the basic training, right? The first dude I was talking about started acting out of pocket. I'm talking about tweaking. He not in my platoon, so I'm not seeing everything firsthand. I might catch glimpses of it if like we all together and he doing something. I'm just hearing the story he's doing. I'm talking about like talking to himself, pissing on himself, walking off by himself. You know what I'm saying? Just start wilding. It got to a point everybody started shunning him out. Like nobody was really fucking with him. You know what I'm saying? Bro even started walking around with like a Bible, physically. You know what I'm saying? Either in his cargo pocket or he got that joint in his hand. Everywhere we go, he got a Bible with him. You know what I'm saying? I'm peeping it. He not in my platoon, so it ain't really none of my concern. But mind you, it's the dude that stopped me at the hotel. You feel me? So one day come my platoon get in trouble, right? And as punishment, we gotta sleep outside. Just my platoon. Everybody else sleeping in their beds, man. We sleeping on the floor. Up under the LPA, cold, whatever. And dead in the middle of the night, we get woke up by screaming. I'm just talking about yelling, shouting, hey, get back here, da, 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 da. This man done took off, bro. He done woke up in the middle of the night, left out his trailer and took off running, trying to run away, bro. I can't remember if the drill sergeants ain't go get him. It was only one because it was the middle of the night, man. So I think the MPs had to go get that man, bring him back. And he was in for it now, where everybody was on that man's head. But I'm telling you, things go quiet for a little bit after that. Not long, probably about a week or 2. You know what I'm saying? Then the day come, we got the land nav portion, the basic, where you learn how to read maps and plot points and find points in the woods or whatever, right? So we all in squads of like 4 or 5, the whole company. You know what I'm saying? So he out there with his squad, we were all boom, boom, boom. He run away from the squad in the middle of the woods, bro. And everybody kind of just like, yo, Jackson walking around by himself, da, da, da. My squad come across this man, right? He come running up to me like, yo, bro. Hey, man, I'm glad I found you, dog, man. These folks crazy. I think they trying to kill me for real, for real. I'm going to just slide with y'all. I'm like, no, the fuck you not. What you mean you finna come with us? No, you not, bro. And my whole squad like, bro, let's go. We got to go, man. Just leave him, fuck him. And then you could just see the energy on that man's face just change. Like, oh, okay, all right. It's like that? Oh, it's like that. It's like that? That's how it is? Okay. All right, it's like that? Okay. All right, backing up into the woods, bro. Then just take off. Boom. I'm like, this man crazy, bro. I'm going to call it a video for this one, man. The rest is in part 2. And like I said, that's when shit get crazy, bro. Let me know if you want to hear the rest. Part 2 of this basic training story. So the night portion of land nav come up and start getting dark outside. We doing the same thing. Just can't see pine movements in the woods, obviously. All the squads out there doing their thing. And we happen to be down there during hurricane season, and the storms start rolling through. So all the drill sergeants get on the horn, evacuating us out the woods, and I'm deep in the woods, dog. It was a little bop just to get where we was at. We had to get out quick. Rain, lightning, wind, all that started going on, man. So we hauling ass out the wood. You know who decided this the perfect time to run away? Chaos. We all get to the LPA, they realize this man missing, and you just hear screaming in the woods, and it's dark outside. You know the drill sergeants tight, because they can't leave a soldier out there, so they all go back into the woods to go get him. All you hear is the drill sergeant screaming his name and him screaming, and it's going from like one point to another point. The screams in the woods, bro. It's crazy. It seemed like some real hyper-realistic, like movie type scenery, because it's dark outside. Woods in front of us, lightning striking, and all you see is like silhouettes of the woods and yelling in the woods, man. It was crazy. They finally catch him, bring him back to the LPA. We all sitting there waiting on the buses, and they firing that man up. I'm talking about cussing him smooth out. In the midst of his cussing, he decided to fire off on one of the drills. Boom! Man, I ain't never seen nobody get jumped this fast in my life. Especially the drill sergeant he hit was whooping his ass, to the point one of the drill sergeants told us to turn around and not watch. I'm like, yeah, he in for it now, boy. They called the MPs, come pick this man up from where we was at. And we all make it back to the company, man, do our little heat dump shower. Everybody chilling, boo loving on the phone. Not the phones, writing letters, I mean. You know what I'm saying? Just chilling, hanging out. So this night, I got CQ. About 2 in the morning, something like that, right? Me and my battle make it over to the CQ building. About 1:50, relieve the other people. They come out. And the same drill sergeant I told you about, to the door, my dog. Hey, what's up, Brown? So listen up. If you in the military, when you hear so listen up, you know some bullshit coming. So I'm like, man, what's going on? Walk to the back. He's like, your job is to watch what's his name tonight. I'm like, what you mean watch what's his name tonight? MPs done brought that man back to the company. And he in the back, toe up. We get back there, it looked like this man is possessed. Seizure, whatever. I'm talking about cuts on his face, blood everywhere, snot, sweat, water. I don't know what it is. Shirt. Oh, he just got his tan top on, bottoms, boots all undone, and he got his whoopee in a chair, and he just sitting there like this the whole time. I'm like, you gotta be shitting me. I mean, that ass look like bro was possessed. No cap, like done for. And it's just me and my battle buddy. Mind you, it's 2 in the morning, and he one of them sleepers, so he sleep the whole time. And the drill sergeant up front watching Rocket Man on his laptop. But I'm peeping what's going on. I'm like, something ain't right, bro. Ain't no sleep for me. I'm sitting there watching, bro, just like this the whole time, dog. So boom, I'm watching this man for a good 30 minutes. Everything probably as smooth as it could be, for real. He's still doing his little twitches, the mumbling, the possession look, whatever, and it's just quiet. And he just talking to himself, but so low I can't really understand what he's saying. It just... But you know, it's like it's a conversation going on, and with like the tone switches, you could tell it's like a back and forth. Weird, I don't know, bro. And again, my battle buddy sitting on my right, knocked the fuck out. Don't see none of this stuff. Drill sergeant up front. It's just me watching this man. And then something changed to where he got convinced of something, or something convinced him to start teeing up in that bit. He started getting a little louder and louder and louder. And I'm hearing him talk about things from his family. And then he started talking about a drill sergeant he sees every now and then, telling him to do the stuff that he's doing. So I'm like, he don't see him no more. Everything was gonna be cool. I I don't know, dog. But that part caught my attention because of what the females told me early and basic. You know what I'm saying? And by this point, he done been so outcasted. He not even in my platoon to know what they was saying to me. And now he mumbling some shit that sound like the culprit. And every now and then while he's having his back and forth, he start like acting like he want to get up a little bit. And you know, I'm shook. I'm elbowing the hell out my battle. Like, yo, bro, it's time to get up, man. Ain't no more sleep tonight, boy. And he just waking up like, huh? All right. Head back, gone. I mean, that bit tight, shook. I don't know what to think. I know I ain't signed up for this. You feel me? I ain't signed up for this. Then he just start talking about there's a reason he was the one chosen for this. Like, there's gotta be a reason. I don't know. It just don't make sense, man. Everybody said I was gonna be alright. He told me to do it, but why? Why me though? Why? That's it. Then he lock eyes with me. You know, I'm like, oh shit. Like, what the fuck? He was like, I figured it out. I'm him. I'm like, who the fuck is you? He's like, yeah, that's it. I'm him. Then he start acting like he want to get up. And then he go back, doing a little twitch shit again. I'm like, hell no. Then he just stopped out of nowhere. He was like, yeah, that's it. I'm him. I got to get out of here. Now, this the part. When I tell folks this part right here, that's when people start looking at me a little funny when I tell them the story. But on God, this is what I seen. I don't know how else to explain it, right? When you want to stand up, you gonna rock yourself forward to stand up, right? Man is sitting back like this in a roller chair. And when he say he gotta get out of here and go to stand up, that rocking motion wasn't nowhere in the equation of how he got up. If that makes sense. It's like he rose up. Like somebody like had him and then yanked him up and pulled him up and he stood up, looked at him and was like, I'm Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus. I'm telling you, I damn near shit myself, bro. Because I know it's not there. That is gone. It's gone then, buddy. But I've also heard of spirits and stuff like that taking advantage of people that's like that and having their way with them. And I don't know what I'm looking at right now. Yeah, I was tired. I was tired of shit. No cap. But I know what I seen, bro. At this point, he yelling the same thing over and over. I'm him. I'm Jesus Christ. I'm him. I'm Jesus Christ. And he stares at me and was like, Brown, I forgive you. I forgive you. Then he starts walking towards me. I'm like, yo, Jack, you got to sit down, bro. Here go the drill sergeant all the way up front. And my punk ass battle buddy still asleep. I guess the drill knew he was finna take off because all he go, take him down, bro. And where cuz hear that, he tried to take off running right through me, dog. I grabbed this nigga by up under his arm, slam his ass to the ground. Boom! We get the wrestling on the ground for I don't know how long. I don't even know if my battle buddy woke up at this point. I'm waiting on the drill sergeant to pop up. He nowhere to be seen. And I'm talking about we just tussling. There's blood on the floor. Water from a camelback that either popped or just happened to be open. Nasty shit. He getting screaming, they trying to kill me. They trying to kill me. Help. They trying to kill me. I forgive you. Brown, I forgive you. Bro, he on the floor, head noggin against the floor, looking up at me like, I forgive you. Bro, I ain't signed up for this shit, dog. Drill sergeant in the back called the MPs to pull up. He tell me to get up, right? So I get up off of bro. The drill sergeant scoops this man up and bikini bottoms him back on the floor. Skadoo! I'm like, drill sergeant, I don't think you could do that. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Now he got this man locked up in a little headlock or some shit till the MPs come in, drag his ass out. And he gonna tell me to sit back down and get some sleep, man. I don't gotta do nothing the rest of my shift. I'm like, drill sergeant, my shift was over 15 minutes ago. He like, oh. go ahead back to the barracks, go to sleep. Oh Lord, Jesus Christ. And he was gone after that, bro. Everybody graduated, went on about their business. Fast forward some years, I start tattooing. I get a random Facebook notification. So and so add me on Facebook and shoot me a message telling me he trying to get some work done by me. Instant block. But anyway, to this day, I don't know what that was. I'm almost certain, definitely certain, he had some mental issues going on. But it was some other things going on that just scooped me out a little bit, bro. Let me know what you think.
Hi, my name is Joy, and I see dead people. Today we're going to be talking about the ghost tour I just took at Goldfield Ghost Town. Backstory about Goldfield Ghost Town. It was a ghost town that was rebuilt in the 1980s. It was built right next to the abandoned Mammoth Mine, which was shut down due to them hitting an underground lake and it flooding the mine and killing everybody who was trapped down there. It was also built next to the old Goldfield Cemetery, which they found out it was a cemetery because when they were doing construction, they found bodies. Grave markers were pretty much rotted. They don't really know how many spirits are there, but actual Goldfield Ghost Town is gone, but I feel like for the people who've passed, they probably still wander the area, and seeing things that look familiar probably make them feel a little bit more at home. I wouldn't doubt that they'd hang out there, especially with the things that I've experienced. Plus them bringing in old artifacts as well. Sometimes spirits can be attached to those too. Now about the actual tour. On our way to Goldfield, the aux randomly unplugged, and you always have to go in and change to radio manually. The minute unplugged, it just started playing the radio, and the driver was like, I've never had this happen, this is kind of weird. He was kind of freaked out. We get there, and for the tour to start, my friends are like, what are you seeing? And I'm like, I'm really not seeing anything. Maybe it's because they just don't feel like coming out, maybe it's because it's a large tour, I don't know, but I'm not seeing anything. You're walking towards the town, and they stop, and I actually see a man standing next to like a telephone pole, and it turns out the telephone pole behind that is where they found the unknown prospector, first body that they actually dug up, and they gave him a proper funeral, so just so that we know that. They brought up the cemetery, and what was interesting about that is that when I looked at the cemetery, I actually saw a lot of children. It wasn't like so creepy and eerie, it was more just sad that there were all these spirits of children. It feels like a lot of the spirits that were actually at the cemetery probably moved on. There really weren't that many spirits hanging around there. The other thing I saw over there was a spirit of like a dog or a coyote. It was kind of dark so I couldn't see, but it was running around. It felt like more of a native energy. Those I don't really deal with. I like to give them their space. That's just not something I dabble in personally. Their spirits have a very different energy to them. Then we walk up to the town. There's like an old shop, and on the balcony I see another spirit of a man. This one's different. They are kind of dressed more like cowboy. It's kind of dark and they are gray and tan. He was just looking out over the balcony. It turns out there is a guy who likes to hang out around that area. I mean, I feel like there's like 2 or 3 men who walk around the town, like outside. Next, we went to the mines. These are, again, this is like a mine simulator. It's not taking us actually into the mines, but it does take us underground. And I feel like, you know, there's still energy down there. And again, finding somewhere that feels familiar or that gets a lot of people down there probably attracts some of that energy back there. We go into the mine. We're walking kind of down to what they call the slope, and there's rafters up in the ceiling. Above the rafters are more like rocks and like crannies and a lot of elemental spirits in there hidden, kind of watching us. And I kept feeling throughout the mine like somebody touching my hair right here. I had a ponytail and it felt like somebody kept like touching and like just the barely the fingertips. And at one point somebody touched my face like that. Like they were almost like trying to move the hair out of my face. That didn't make me feel super comfortable. I don't really love being touched. I did feel like something touching my legs as well. We're all on the slope and we're about to hear another kind of like ghost story, which is, you know, always fun. I decide with my friends that we're gonna sit by the stairs, which is kind of like the exit out. Our tour guide Riley's behind us, and I keep feeling like something's touching me. At a certain point, it felt like water was dripping on me. I kept feeling there's no water. I'm looking up, I don't see a leak. Do a thing where they turn off the lights, all but a candle, so that you know what it feels like to be down there as one of the miners. Then at a certain point, they blow out the candle. To my left, I thought somebody had like indigestion. It was like, thought maybe someone was like burping or something, but it was like really creepy, and I was like, what was that? And the people around us heard it too. Somebody gets a flashlight. I'm looking at where it was, and I'm expecting to see a guy there, and there's nothing there. There's a guy sitting next to it, kind of, but like a couple feet away, and I was like, dude, was that you? I was like, did you have some indigestion? Not trying to put you on the spot, my guy, but that just scared me. Are you okay? Did you burp? Did something happen? Was that you? And he was like, no. And there were several times that I heard his wife talking, and it wasn't him. Like, they really didn't know who it was. I even, like, confronted his wife later. I was like, you swear to goodness that was not him, because it scared the crap out of me. Everybody on that side of the mine heard it. I felt like I saw something near the railing of the stairs. I took a picture of it, and I took 2 side-by-sides. And I kind of see something in it, and I'll let you guys decide at the end what you guys see, but it almost looks like there's a mist right under the railing. My friend's boyfriend put his hand on the railing, and all of a sudden he felt like his arm was like burning, like on fire. The tour guide kept feeling like something was like touching his ear, kind of on the exact same side as someone was touching me here. Where the growl was like the actual cave that they get a lot of activity. He was standing up by that cave, and his whole ear was red. Post a picture of that at the end too. We walked up to the bordello, which I've had many experiences at, and I'll be kind of telling a story about that in just a bit. Go up the spiral stairs, an episode of Ghost Adventures where they actually capture a figure going up those stairs, which is really, really cool. Go check it out. We're standing in the bordello. There's a lady in there that always just is angry. She's standing right behind me, between my friend Mariah, whose birthday we were celebrating. Just trying to ignore it because you could just feel it. You could feel her wanting us out. People in the group had little EMF detectors, and they start going, oh, it's going crazy right here. Sure enough, they're right there. And I'm like, not trying to be weird, but like a lady standing. And she's like, it's just all around you. It's all around you. And I was like, I've been told I'm a magnet before, so you know, here we are. So there's a little boy in that bordello. He's got like light brown hair. It's almost kind of like a bowl cut. He's pretty small. I would say he's maybe about 5. And he always likes to run down the hallway, into the lobby, down the hallway, into the lobby. Sure enough, we're in the lobby part, and I keep seeing him run up to me and then run away. Run up to me and run away. So I told them, like, hey, there's a little boy that keeps running up and down here. If you put your EMF detector low, I'm sure you'll capture him. Sure enough, doesn't work high. The minute she gets low, I see him hesitate, and I just told him, hey, you can go up to it. It's okay. And right after I said that, it went off. We're all freaking out. I'm like, yeah, it's just like a little boy. Not anything bad. The other spirit I've seen in there, she wasn't there this time, but there's usually a lady who almost looks like a professor. She's got glasses on. She's always laying on the fainting couch. She's always been nice. Sometimes I see a spirit of a little girl, a little African-American girl with like pigtails. Sometimes they're in braids, sometimes they're curls. I saw her a little bit this time, but I only saw a glimpse of her. The last time I was there 8 years ago, I saw her a lot more. Story about the little boy. 8 years ago, I went with my friend Mariah. We went during the day. The lady who was working that day also believed that it was haunted. And so when I started kind of talking about the stuff I saw, she was really interested, especially when I brought the little boy, because she actually captured a picture of it. I told her, I talked to him, and he asked for something to play with, like jacks. Hey, maybe you should get some jacks. I think that would make him feel a lot more at home, like a ball or something. So she did. So she brought them. And so at the end of the tour, I happened to ask the tour guide, and I was like, hey, do you guys still have the jacks here? I mean, it's been like 8 years, so I didn't expect it. And his face was like, they're calling over the other tour guides. He's like, she just asked about the jacks. Oh, they're actually there because of me. And they were like freaking out. Apparently 3 days prior, what are the odds? They were going through some old drawers and found a little box of jacks in a ball. And I said, it's for the little boy that hangs out here. I told the lady working that she should get them for him, and that, you know, he'd like to play with them, and they had just put it in this room. So that was a really, really cool experience. Then I started getting my legs touched, which wasn't my favorite, and honestly, I was kind of done by then. I was very drained, and when we left, I was okay. I think there was still adrenaline with it, but when we were in the car, I don't know what happened. I always have my protections, but I had to like extra put them on because I felt like I was gonna vomit. I was dizzy, though, like it felt like everything was at a tilt, almost like vertigo, and I felt so sick. I almost didn't even go to the bar with them after because I was struggling, but it was my freaking best friend's birthday, so I was not gonna miss out on there. So yeah, that is my crazy fun story from Goldfield Ghost Town in Apache Junction, Arizona.